So when you're kiting, the kite generates all that power that pulls you along, but it transfers through the lines, through the bar, all the way through your body into your feet. Okay, your feet are the last part of your body that transfers the power from your body to your board. Okay, and you could imagine hours out on your kite, those feet do take quite a beating. So this whole session is going to focus on loosening off your feet. Now you can do this one before a kiting session, just to prime your feet up, get them so they're nice and primed, ready for a long session. Or if they're feeling a little tender after a long session, it's also a good one to do just so you can help the muscles. So we're going to start with the balls. Jen's got a spiky one. I've got a round, just a smooth one. Whatever you choose is fine. You can use a golf ball, tennis ball, lacrosse ball, whatever you have access to. And we're just going to roll our feet out. So we're just going to try and hit every single inch, millimetre of your foot. Just as much pressure as you can, nice and slow. It might feel a little gristly, and that's okay. It's just a sign that you need to do this more. Maybe I should have given Jen the smooth one instead of the spiky one.
This one feels very spiky, Jack.
There's not much of a difference. The spikes just help get into the fascia or the muscles and the ligaments and all that of your feet a little bit better than the smooth ones. Now I just want you to put the heel on the ground, and you're just going to go along the knuckles or just where your toes come into your feet. And again, we're pressing down into that ball as much as you can. We're just going side to side. Trying to relax your foot as much as you can. Now, if your foot's feeling a little tight and this is feeling very uncomfortable, then you need to do this more often, and you can spend longer on this than we are. Obviously, just pause the video and just keep going. Now we're going to come over to the heel, and we're just going to roll out that heel so the toes are on the ground, and we're just rolling out that heel. Again, as much pressure as you can.
This could be something I'm actually doing under my desk while I'm working all day too.
A lot of my clients that sit at a desk, I recommend that they do this. It just keeps all the muscles in your feet active. A lot of the time when we sit down, those muscles just aren't getting used, and they can atrophy, which means they get weaker, which means your feet get weaker, and you can't kite as much. Now we're going to come to the center of your foot with the ball. So the little round about here in your foot, that ball goes there. We're not going to move it. We're just going to try and push down into it as hard as we can. If you're doing it right, it's probably going to hurt a little bit. Again, with all these, you just want to ease into it. Don't just go straight into the pain and push as hard as you can. Nice and slow. Take your time. You get more benefit if you relax into it and your body relaxes around that ball and gets used to the pain. So I'm taking a big breath in. As I exhale, I'm trying to push into that ball a little bit more. Coming down to the ground. We're just going to stretch out those feet a little bit, so toes up, and you're just going to lean back into those toes as much as you can. Okay, yeah, curl your toes right under as far as you can. Stretching out those toes. Side to side, give them a little bit of a wiggle. Again, if this is super painful for you and you get a real big stretch, you can spend a little bit longer in these positions. We're just going to stretch them out a little bit and move on. All right, let those feet go. You're going to put the ball aside, grab the foam roller. The foam roller goes right behind your ankles. And we're going to sit back on that foam roller and just go side to side. It's like a little massage for your Achilles and your ankle.
Great.
it is going to intensify a little bit. Now, a foam roller might be a little bit big for you depending on your body. You can start with a ball or something smaller, whatever you have access to. Now we're going to come up from the heels just a little bit, and as we sit, we make sure we hold onto it so it doesn't slip back towards our heels. So we're about this far from our heels, moved up.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, I really feel that, Jack.
Told you it was going to intensify.
Big kite surfing session yesterday.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Again, like I said, all that power from your kite transfers all the way to your feet, and the muscles get smaller and smaller, so they hold a lot more tension. So we need to take care of them. So again, as it sort of relaxes, if you can, we're side to side, just giving it that little bit of a massage. And as you feel like it relaxes, I'm sitting more into the foam roller, which is pushing more into my calves or my Achilles.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
If you cramp a little bit, that's okay. Just stretch it out. Now, as we get further up to the knee, obviously the foam roller isn't going to fit in. So we're going to go back to the ball. Now we're about halfway up our calf. We're just going to do one side at a time, and we sit down into that one side. Yeah, about there somewhere. Now you can see Jen's got her toes pulled back. Either way, so that first way you had it is going to be a little bit more intense. I like to take it a little bit easier to start with. So again, I'm just moving around. So this is good because I'm actually getting a little bit of a massage in my hamstring and my calf. And then as you feel like you're relaxed, you bring those toes up. The ball's still in the same position, and we're just pushing into that ball and just moving around a little bit. You can move your ankle around to move the ball, or your hips, whatever works best. And again, as you feel like the pressure eases, I push down into that ball even more. And now we're going to go right up behind the knee. So I like to straighten my leg, put the ball behind my knee, and as it comes through, I hold that ball in there so it doesn't pop out. And then I'll sit back into it.
Yeah, thanks for the spiky ball, Jack.
Yeah, if you do want to torture somebody, give them a spiky ball.
What did I deserve for this one? I promise I've been doing my exercises.
Again, you just close up this gap as much as you can. If you're here and that's enough, that's fine. But as time goes on, again, it could be a couple of weeks, it could be 6 months. You want to try and close that gap up as much as you can. And again, a little bit of a movement. You can move that foot around. If you want that little bit extra, you can bring those toes up. Whew. Whew. And move that ankle around, which moves the ball around a little bit. Again, you're getting a good stretch. You should be getting a good stretch in the top of the calf and the bottom of the hamstring. All right, let's go to the other side. All right, before we finish off, we just want to bring a little bit of movement back into those calves. So stand on up for me, Jen. And we're just going to do some standing calf raises. Okay, we've loosened all the muscles off, all the tensions out of our feet, but we just want to bring a little bit of strength into those feet and ankles. So you're just going to come up onto your toes as high as you can, squeeze the mat and come back down. Slow and controlled. As always, if you've got any questions about these movements or these exercises or what equipment you should be using, hit us up in the community page where Jen and I can answer your questions.